Making a video. Pretty sure anyway, for the most part. Camera again. Sorry about that. Hopefully it won't fall down. Or do something else obnoxious. Yeah, I gotta come up with a better stand or something. That would be a good idea. Anyway, 2 videos. Watched part of a wayward summing up video. Just horrible. And then Piro, police states and phantasmagoricalism. You know, he's trying to, as he often does, he's playing with words, trying to change their meaning. He's very sympathetic to word games. You know, you can't fix reality, just change some words, and then you can make the reality go away. So to somehow make phantasmagorical a credible philosophy, take away the taint of fairy tale, wishing makes it so. Just despicable. Despicable. Great word, despicable. But patheticism, that's what I'll call it in response. Patheticalism. And so I guess I'll start by just saying, okay, let's just say there's a thought experiment for those of those who want to play the game. The red button kind of thought experiment, test of your the depth of your respect, let's say, for the suffering or the victims. So let's just understand grossly that we live in a world where there is everyday horrific suffering, and some of it deliberately created in very disgusting manner almost. I mean, we're all guilty of taking the profits from these experiments, but I mean, every day laboratory mice are tortured, to death. Quite literally. They are used up in a horrific manner. Horrible things done to them. Their conscious experiences are just dismal, awful. I certainly wouldn't play the game if the risk was I was going to be them. But again, we're back to that argument. If you take all the bad conditions that sentience exists in, I certainly wouldn't pull straws to be even King of France or something. The King of England. Okay, I can be the King of England, or I can be a mouse in a laboratory. These are the straws in the bundle. I'm not going anywhere near it. And we certainly know en masse that most of the organisms are not having a good time. Their fate will not be graceful. Their end will not be graceful. You don't have to see much suffering. I could just use my personal anecdotal, the roadkill I've had to finish off. Sister dying slowly of cancer over a 5-year period. I can use lots of examples where I say, no mas. No, this is, you're never going to undo this suffering. So Wayward's video, the key point I found most nauseating and disgusting was some idea that he and the human race is going to march into some sort of future, and they're going to do something so fucking spectacular that you could say to the dying sister, oh, it was worth it. Yes, yeah, when you had that infected spinal cord, yes, it was worth it because we did something so cool. While you died, while you had a 3-year-old daughter, yeah, you died of horrid infections. Yeah, it was all worth it because we're going to do something so fucking cool. Yeah, I don't think you're going to come I don't even think you're going to come. You're not even going to get up the sea. You're not even going to get halfway up the sea, let alone cool. You're not going to get anywhere close to cool enough for me. And that's the test here, right? For me. It seems just quite obvious that you're never going to undo the suffering that's taken place on this planet over the last 500 million years. Your human race is not going to do something. What are you going to do, you silly person? Watch 4-dimensional television? What the fuck are you going to do? I mean, just amazing that they have this vision, and it's made of nothing. I mean, it doesn't even have a rainbow in it, because they'll be too embarrassed to actually say that word. Yes, we're gonna climb the rainbow and get the pot of gold, and then all be rich, 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 and buy yachts, and then stand on them, and fuck bitches. He doesn't even fuck bitches. Well, you know what I mean, the vaginal ones. Anyway, so back to Pyrrho. So Pyrrho's doing this thing where he's saying our consciousness is some little kernel in us, and that it's inside of parameciums, and it's inside all these other things. A complete denial of biological reality. The fact that we are a colony, a colony of cells, and that structurally the thing that makes us conscious are neurons, not nerve cells, not blubber cells, not liver cells, not kidney cells, not any kind of cell. No, a specific kind of cell, doing a specific kind of thing in a specific kind of complex network. But let's deny biology, let's deny reality, and say because something wiggles around, spins in circles, it's alive and it feels, and it wants, and it desires, and it's afraid, and it's all these emotional things. And we know that's not, anybody who's taken even grade school biology should be able to know, no, that's really not what's happening, buddy. There's a difference between chemical and electrical brain in the first place, but it's reflexes. And reflexes have levels of complexity, and level of and you have to get to a certain level of complexity before you can have multiple sense organs coalesced into a single network, squished together, so to speak, into what might be called a consciousness, especially one that can do the sensate qualitative feeling thing of knowing a repulsive feeling, and then having the brains to react to it. Two things parameciums don't have. They first don't have the hardware to create a feeling, and then they certainly don't have the hardware to do something about it. Just obnoxious nonsense. So anyway, to the thought experiment, sorry. So let's just say that you have power. I give you this red button. But the red button has it's like a jack in the box. And as you crank the handle, at any minute the red button turns into a cream puff, and it's no longer the red button. So you have the power to instantaneously stop the drawing of the straw game. Alright, you can just instantaneously, without a single ouch being uttered, just end the game of drawing straws on planet Earth. Of anybody ever again having an infected spinal cord, of any animal, any loving, giving, passionate little animal being, mashed by a car and and left to die on the side of a road, horribly crushed. All the bad, all the little mice in the laboratory are given the day off. Okay, they're able to go to sleep and have a nice long rest instead of waking up in the morning to go through the grind again. So that's your power. You have the power, but it's gonna blow up. And the longer you sit around saying, "Well, let's see what happens. Let's wait and see. Maybe there's hope. Maybe we can clean some of this mess up." And so let's give you more information. Let's say there's a 1 in 10 chance of a dystopia so obnoxious it does make you sick. It makes even you sick. The world is so disgusting. Like an AK-47 humanoid world where, people are just every day just trying to figure out a way to kill the other guys, and everybody's living mutated and zombied and, open wounds and, pain every single day. Just the worst kind of dystopia. Thousands of years of that to be lived through. And there's a 1 in 10 chance, elephant man, I don't know whatever you want to call it, some kind of plague where everybody's, gets some like elephantitis or something, and they get, 100 pounds of parasites living in their flesh. Whatever the worst is. 1 in 10 chance of the worst happening. 1 in 10 chance that it all works out, and I can't describe the little wonderfulness, but yes, it's relatively benign. We get rid of all the bad little suffering, and we all just poofter around going, ooh, rubbing our little sensitive parts on each other and going, ooh, and somehow we don't get satiated. We don't get full of it. We don't get enough of it. And we just keep wanting it and wallowing in it and writhing in it. 1 in 10 chance of that, whatever that is, that utopia. And the rest are somewhere in between, the other 9 or 8. And so, yeah, the longer you wait, the more you'll be able to see which way you're going to head, because you start using up these probabilities, okay? But again, the button's going to blow up. Any minute now, any second, this button will go away, and you will not have the opportunity to prevent the worst. Do you squander your opportunity to prevent the worst? Do you really do that? Do you really sit around and say, I'm going to live on some hope that it's going to work out okay, that we're going to be the lucky winner? Do I tell that to the losers when it happens, that sorry, I squandered the chance to prevent it? Sorry, but I was hoping, and I couldn't help myself. I'm just hopeful, so too bad. I mean, really, you really think that's reasonable of you to sit there for this vague notion of your utopia? You're going to risk the worst and allow it to be a possibility when you have the chance to make it an impossibility. But obviously that's what this phantasmagoricalism is about. It's like, it's a way of pretending there's no way of escaping, that we don't have the power to escape the horror. Because these people want to make the horror as deep into the foundament of the universe as they can. They want to try to make they'll be trying to make molecules suffering. They'll try to turn molecules into wanting and needing and suffering entities. So that way they can say, see, you can't stop the molecules, so you can't stop the suffering, so there's no reason to do anything about all that. Just make my life better. I'm the only thing that matters. Me and my buddy racist, my white humans. Yeah, just make life better for us. That's what it all sounds like to me. Make it better for us. This is disgusting. So anyway, I could call it disgustingism. But it is more just pathetic. It's a pathetic effort to rationalize not taking responsibility for the harm you impose with your silly, oh, I'm going to apply a couple of Band-Aids and then say I did my job. Yes, I was a good person because I applied a couple of Band-Aids to a couple of boo-boos. And that's all I was required to do. La la la. And it's a crock of shit, and you people suck. Okay, if you're going to rationalize drawing straws is a dumb, idiotic game. If you're going to make rationalization excuses for it, there's nothing to call you but one evil motherfucker. Nothing else to call you. It's an evil game to be playing. This game of I'm going to challenge fate to make it bad enough for me to cry uncle. And then you're going to whine. Why me? Why? Yeah. Well, why? Because you asked for it, fucker. The previous incarnation of you anyway. It don't stop till we stop it. You got to take responsibility for your existence. And if you're going to sit there and put more coins in the vending machine, in the draw straw machine, you're part of the problem, not part of the solution, fucker. That's enough said. You're part of the problem, not part of the solution, fucker. Yeah, you're either with us or you're against us. It's a fact. You're either on the right side or the wrong side of the game. You're either playing bad. You're either bad mojo or good mojo. Okay, there's no in-between medicine. There's good medicine and bad medicine. You people, it's bad medicine. Bad logic, bad motives, bad intelligence, bad honesty. There's just no character in any of this shit you're talking. Phantasmagoricalism. You're proud of that? Word game? And you say you're not glib? That's what a fucking mouse in a laboratory should have written on its ass. Is, well, it's all for the phantasmagoricalism. Yeah, fuck you. May it fall on you, fucker.